Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. In this video, we're going to be going over how to prep a fairly complex bumper for a paint protection film installation. Here we have this 2023 or 2022, I can't remember, Mustang Mach E. This vehicle's got 51,000 kilometers on it, and it's got a number of stone chips on the front bumper, and we're going to be doing paint protection film on the front end. But for this video, I'm going to go over how to properly prep this bumper due to its complexity. There's all kinds of sharp curves and valleys and areas that are going to need to be properly prepped a little bit more intently than you would if the vehicle was brand new. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. All right, so the whole vehicle or the areas that we're installing paint protection film have already been clayed. Right now we're down to the isopropyl alcohol wipe down. So what I have here is I have a glass cleaning towel. These are my favorite kind of towels to use for doing isopropyl alcohol wipe downs before we start our installation, because they don't leave any microfibers or any lint behind on the panel. So I also have my 90% isopropyl alcohol over here that we're going to be using. So all I'm going to do right now is we're just going to run through how to prep this bumper. We're going to start on the driver's side and we're going to end on the passenger side. And I'm going to walk you through the areas of concern, the areas where you need to spend more time prepping the panel for your install. So first things first, I'm just going to take my alcohol, spray some on the rag, and then I'm going to spray some on the panel. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to wipe it in as you normally would. And then what I'm going to do, now that I've done a general wipe down of the area, I'm going to take more isopropyl alcohol, and now I'm going to go around my edges, and I'm just going to take, you can take a hard card, but these gaps are nice and thick. I'm just going to take my finger and just back and forth. I'm just going to take and scrub in that gap, just because we want there to be a good seal for the PPF to stick to. And then we'll repeat that same process over here by the headlights. And last thing we're going to do before we start our installation is touch up some of the stone chips that are on this bumper. But for now, we're just worrying about proper prep. So right over here, I've done a couple of these Mach E's. I know that the PPF wraps around in this little gap over here. So I'm just going to take and scrub underneath there. Once you hear that squeaky sound, then you know you've got that panel good and clean. And we'll continue along on the lower portion of this bumper here. So I'm just going back and forth, scrubbing it nice and thoroughly, just to make sure that whatever wax or any kind of oil or grease that was on this paint is not going to be left behind, and that we're going to have a good time installing the PPF on this bumper. Now that we get to the center of the bumper, this is where the things are the most complex. These black trims we're not going to be installing PPF on, so I'm not going to bother isopropyl alcohol prepping these, but everything else is. So we're going to go right around this Mustang logo. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to do my best to scrub right around that logo. I know this is not an actual installation video, so we're not doing anything too terribly crazy here, but this is a super important step of the installation that can never be looked over, because the success of your own PPF install is all going to come down to ultimately how well you prep your vehicle. Now that I have that done, I'm just going to take and wipe down everything else in this area. So we have a license plate bracket that's supposed to go on here, and we got that off. So there's some areas over here where the clear coat has actually been, where the license plate bracket is actually eaten into the clear coat. So we're gonna do our best to clean any of that transfer out. Now that we got that done, probably the most important part about this bumper when it comes to prepping, I mean, it's all important, is going to be these areas right over here on both the passenger and the driver's side. Reason why this is so important is because I know that the PPF is going to be stretched into place here, and then as you can see, the film kind of comes down, around, and then up over here. So this area is going to be a high tension area. So when we're doing the install here, we can't afford to have this PPF not lay down. It's going to want to pop up due to how much tension is there. So the fact that this vehicle's got 50,000 kilometers on it, or 51,000, means that we're really going to have to scrub here. So as you can see, I got two hands and I'm just scrubbing it. We'll do the same thing on the passenger side. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that squeaky clean sound. Then you know that everything has been prepped properly, and that way when you install your PPF there, it's going to bite, and the tack solution is going to cause the PPF to really bond to this area quickly, and you shouldn't have to fight with it too terribly much. All right, now we can continue to move on. There we go, that's good. Now we're just about done, so we're just going to take and scrub right around here. Make sure that tow hook cover is good and clean as well. So when you're doing your PPF installs, make sure you're taking adequate time to prep your panels for your install. Failure to properly prep is going to result in PPF lifting and the installation just not looking that good. And anytime you get to these edges, especially these valleys, always make sure you take the time and you scrub thoroughly. You want to make sure that those edges are properly cleaned so you can have a nice looking clean PPF install. And a clean, nice looking PPF install is going to result in a happy customer, which comes back for more. So we're going to get on to touching up the stone chips, and then we'll get on to installing paint protection film. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more paint protection film content.